Welcome back. This is episode 3 of Raw and Real, the emotional roller coaster of entrepreneurship. I think I might turn it down a little bit. We were just on talking about the 30-day challenge, how to start a candle business in 30 days. And it reminded me that I have not been back doing this in a while. I said I was going to do it every day. I tried. It didn't happen. In one of the comments, somebody mentioned they want to talk about procrastination in entrepreneurship. And that's what I don't think I was doing. I was procrastinating. I was finding each and everything. Hey, Miss Anderson, welcome back. I was finding each and everything I can do to not get on here and talk about my feelings, because that's actually a really hard thing for me to do. Talk about my feelings, like, yuck, ew. But I feel it's important. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And I want to talk about one. If you watched the last video, I kept stumbling over my words a lot. I got off of there. I took a few deep breaths and I relaxed. And I had to really sit with myself and wonder, why was I rushing to get these words out? Like you guys were just going to disappear. I don't know. I can't explain it. And one thing about Ron and Real, I'm literally just thinking through stuff in my head out loud. So sometimes it may or may not make sense. But I was really trying to sit with myself. And I think part of it is I'm anxious. I think a lot of it too is I might be slightly overworked not slightly, and it's not might. I am overworked in the moment because I'm trying to pour into too many cups and things. And I don't think I am taking that good of care of myself in the realms of getting enough sleep. So in that short amount of time from when I hit in live stream to hit go live again, all of that kind of process through my head. The feeling. I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with what the feeling is exactly. Because I'm overwhelmed. I don't like to keep using the word anxious or anxiety because it's kind of a blanketed term. A lot of times anxiousness or anxiety stems from just being overwhelmed. So identifying exactly what is overwhelming you in the moment, or not even in the moment, whatever's overwhelming you, getting to the root of the problem can help alleviate some of that anxiousness. It's almost like the difference between Eastern and Western medicine, where one will focus on just patching up the wound of whatever's going on, and the other one is getting to the root of the problem to try to really figure out, this is why I feel a certain way, right? So one of the things I had to do over the past few days is I had to admit to my team that it was hard. It's hard for me to delegate. It's always been hard for me to delegate, but not only hard for me to delegate, I'm a big picture thinker type person. So when I come up with the idea, it's this big grandiose idea, but to break it down into smaller manageable parts, I can do that within my head to myself. I just sit down and do it. But to explain to somebody else how to do it is extremely difficult for me. And so although I have an amazing team and they understand how I speak, they understand my language, I was still doing them a disservice because I was not able to really relay or even convey whatever I needed for them to complete. And bless their hearts, they're so like in the game, like they're on it, they get it, they understand me. But still, as working to be a better leader, I need to identify that those are issues that I need to work on. And I understand that because I am a big picture thinker, breaking things down into smaller steps is difficult for me. So my project manager, Nick Mitchell, we're actually going live tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the 4DX model. I've never heard of it before. I've read a lot of books, but I personally have never heard of this one. And it's amazing. So what he did, he basically helped me break down my wildly important goals. That's what's called wildly important goals, and a combination of time blocks, right? And incorporating that into, right, Giovanna, right? Incorporating that into my schedule over the past, I mean, we did the exercise on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday we did the exercise, and slowly incorporating over, like, I didn't dive head first. Yes, I have my whole schedule out, but it's kind of still hard for me to follow it to the T. But at least certain parts of it I took out, and it, one, not only confirmed that I only have a tendency to think big. Part of the exercise, he said, Jasmine, tell me about your day. What do you do? I said, I wake up in the morning, I get in the car, I drive to the office, I come home. He's like, no, no, no. Before, when you get up and before you get in the car, there's a bunch of stuff that happens in between. What is that? And then I still gave him the big picture. So like, it really hit home that it's hard for me to break things down into smaller tasks. But it also showed that a lot of the anxiousness and anxiety that I am feeling has to do with not having control over my time. So I guess that would be a good where we can leave off with this particular one. I'll actually will open up for questions. You guys can place questions if in the comments if you have them. But not having control of my time and not taking control of my time is something that is also creating those feelings. Hey, Rolanda. But yeah, I think it's good. It feels good to share it out loud. And I'll be honest with you. There's plenty of times I hit in stream and I cringe. I'm like, did I really just share this stuff with a bunch of strangers? Like, it's weird. I'm hoping over time this gets easier for me. But I really just want to come on here and share my experiences, my feelings, and eventually we'll get from this chair and maybe I'll just have you guys out and about with me when I'm doing other things, because I really want you to experience what life is like for me and what I go through. But then also the amazing things that I do. I'm actually a very private person, and I experience and I have the opportunity to be in spaces that I never even imagined and talk to people that I never thought possible. And I do a lot of things that I actually never share. I never share them on social media. I very rarely share. I don't share them here. I just started doing this more. But it was mentioned to me again today. It was a call where you have to share, like having a business, share these things. And I am also fighting with, how should I say it? When I share stuff, perfect example, I'm going to go back to the upflip video. A lot of people found me from that upflip video. But what you guys don't know is I was absolutely terrified. Ricky, I was talking about you earlier, girl. I was absolutely terrified to do that interview. Okay, terrified. And the reason I was terrified to do the interview was not because I was on camera or anything like that. I had no idea what was going to come out of that video. Just as a businesswoman, I saw an opportunity for some free marketing. I was like, hey, yes, you guys are going to come down to this interview. Let's go. I was afraid because I didn't want people to feel like I was bragging or gloating. That was my fear. Like, I've accomplished these things, and yes, I'm proud of myself, but that was even the first time I shared my financials. I had never shared how much money I made in Black Sunflower, even to people close to me. I never shared it at all because I never wanted to come off as, oh, I did this, oh, I did that. It was terrifying. And so I remember they emailed me and they were like, the video's live. And I did not look at the video or the comments for days in fear, because I thought in my head, and this is stuff that I made up, and I'm going to go back. Rolanda's actually in here, right? Something should be remain private. We don't always have to be an open book. So true. So true. But Rolanda told me to read The Four Agreements. And I actually have never heard that book before either. And I love me some books, but it was one of the best books that I've read in a long time. When I say read, I'm talking about audiobooks. I never actually read anymore. My attention span just doesn't connect. But it talks about, bottom line is, it doesn't really matter what other people think, right? And the story that I shared was from a place of wanting to share and give information. And I think because that's what I led with in the conversation. Yes, the headline they put, oh, candle company makes blah, blah, blah. But within the interview, I really poured my heart into sharing the knowledge and sharing the information. And that's what was received from it. Like that video, there's over 2.2 million people have viewed that. I've had people from elementary school find me on social media and say, hey, is this you? Oh my gosh, this is you. I put in what I wanted to be received. I removed the worry of being judged from it. And it became a beautiful thing. It became a very beautiful thing. I have the book, but still have not read it. You need to read it. I've been making candles as a hobby. So I'm new to social media, period, and learning. Social media is always changing. You're always going to be learning social media. I'm still relearning social media. I went MIA from Instagram for a few months and I got back on, didn't know how to use it. But yes, I'm going to go back to the video and the fear of being judged and putting myself out there. And this open journal of entrepreneurship here. I hope you guys receive something from it. I hope that some days I can make you laugh. I hope some days I can inspire you. I hope that my journey, my trials, my tribulations, my successes can help you. It's called The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements. It's a 2-hour audiobook. At one point in time, I was listening to it every day. I need to actually get back on it. I'm gonna listen to it again. The 4 Agreements. A very short read, but I don't read. I fall asleep when I read, you guys. But yeah, that's that, you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. Gosh, my energy from the last video to this one has completely switched. I love it. You guys have brought me peace. Thank you for sending the good energy. Thank you for your time. The fact that you take time out of your day to watch these videos means a lot. You can't get time back. You can always get money back. So the most valuable thing you can honestly give somebody is your time. For that, I'm thankful. I hope you've learned something today. I hope you've felt something today. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. I'm going to learn to stop making promises to you guys. I don't want to be here every day because I'm not. But when I feel in the mood and I feel need to, I'm going to be here. So that is episode 3 in the books. I'll talk to you guys later. Well, we have another question. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, right? I think that's how you say it. I've been making candles a hobby, but your story has inspired. Any advice you can give to me as a male in the industry? It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, but I will say as a male, since it's not as many men in the candle industry, really find what your story and your niche is and run with it. So the guys that I do know that are in the candle industry, they really own it, like really, really own it. And you're able to kind of stand out a little bit because you are a man. And there's not many of you guys in the industry. It's a very, very woman saturated field, but still do you. There's really no, like I said, differentiation, but you do have a unique positioning within that. So yes. After the 4 agreements, you have to get the 5th agreement. What's that? You're gonna now have to look it up. Okay, let's look it up together real quick. Now that you done told me something else, I thought I was getting off. Okay, the 5th agreement. All right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. It looks like I need to get it, so I'm gonna get it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Same author. All right. I looked on Amazon. Let me get it on my Audible because I'm not watching it or I'm not reading it. But thank you. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. You haven't started it yet? How are you going to tell me to get it? You haven't started. Don't let me finish it before you, girl. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Peace.